All right, so in this next problem here, we're going to go ahead, be methodical. Here it says, how long does the ride take? So when we ask how long something takes, and we look at our answer choices, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4.5 hours, can you tell me what kind of a unit are we talking about, everybody? Yeah, we're trying to find time. We're trying to find time here. So when we think of that, again, how long does it take? We're looking for time. We can write that down on the side if we'd like to. No problem. And now what we're going to do is look at the facts that we're dealing with. So here it says, hey, a cyclist covers 91 miles at 26 miles per hour. Okay. When I think of 91 miles right over there, everybody, that's a distance. That is a distance. And when I look at 26 miles per hour, that is a rate. Excuse me for almost writing time there. But the giveaway again for rate is that word per, miles per hour. So now that we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our formula. Distance equals rate times time. And what we're going to do is insert 91 for the distance. We'll insert 26 for the rate. And we have what we need. We're good to go. So let's go ahead and solve this by understanding that we're working backwards, and that is division. We'll divide by 26 on both sides, knowing that it's going to cancel here on the right side. And that's it. We're good to go. So now we'll go ahead and set up our long division. 26 going into 91. And what I'll show you here is that, look, even if it's not obvious how many times 26 goes into 91, you are more than free to go ahead and, again, trial and error. I know that 25 times 4 would be 100, so maybe not 4. Maybe I'll try 3. When I do 26 times 3, 6 times 3 is going to be 18, and we'll carry that 1. And then we have 2 times 3 gives us 6, carry the 1, and that's 7. So we have 3 is going to be it for sure, because if we go up another 26, we're way past 91. So we'll go ahead and write 3 right there. Subtract the 78. And once we do that, we may have to borrow. That's fine. That's totally fine. We can go ahead and borrow from the 9, make it an 8. And this is going to be 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. And then 8 minus 7 is 1. So it looks like we have 13 here. But remember, my party people, we're not done because we still have a remainder. And we see that our answer choices don't include remainders. They include decimals. So what we'll do is we'll place the decimal where we know it already is. Because remember, everyone, 91 is the same as 91.0. It's the same thing. So I'm just placing the decimal vertically right above each other. And then I'll have that 0 right there that I'll bring down. So 26 going into 130. Well, let's go ahead and see what that can be. If we went times 4, it might be a little low. I might try times 5. When I try that out, we'll go ahead and have 6 times 5, which is going to be 30. We'll carry that 3. And then we have 2 times 5, which is 10. Carrying the 3 is 13. So there we are, everybody, 130 exactly. So we can place that 5 right there, subtract that 130, and we're good. No remainder. We get 3.5. And remember, because we are looking for time, that is going to be 3.5 hours, which in this case would be answer choice B. And there we are. So in this problem here, the first thing we'll do is we're going to read that question sentence first. Remember, as always, the numbers don't matter until you know what to do with them. So here we go. The question reads, what is the total time? So when I highlight that, what is the total time? It seems to me that we're presented with times, right? I'm just looking at this and it's saying, hey, a soldier completes 3 timed tasks. We have task number 1 here at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Then we have task number 2 at 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And then lastly, we have ourselves task 3 at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So when we have these 3 activities or tasks, to get the total straight up, we're just going to go ahead and add these up. That's it. So let's go ahead and do that. We have, again, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. We also have 3 minutes and 50 seconds. And lastly, we have ourselves 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So we have all of these written down. And the easiest way to start, in my opinion, is going to be just adding up the minutes. Everybody, when we add up the 4, 3, and 2 together, what is that going to give us in terms of the number of minutes? Yeah, that's going to be 9. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 2, that is currently going to be 9 minutes. But be careful. Again, I said currently 9 minutes. Quick question, everybody. If it just so happens that we have more than 60 seconds when we add up all of these seconds here, is it true or false that this number of minutes will go up? Yeah, absolutely true. If we have more than 60 seconds here, we're going to have to go ahead and convert all of that excess, all of the groups of 60 that we can make, we got to turn it into those additional minutes. For the same reason that we don't say, hey, this is 1 minute and 105 seconds, right? What's the point of even saying the minutes if you're going to say a number of seconds that is way over 60? No point at all. So let's handle business here. I am going to take these 3 seconds over here, and I'm going to perform the total right now. We have 5 plus 5 and the 0 there. So that's going to make 10 with 1 being carried over. Then we have over here 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 4 is 12. Bring that over, and that is 13. So we have 130 seconds. Everyone, how many minutes is 130 seconds? Yeah, that's 2 minutes. That is 2 minutes. If you can't see it right away, don't worry, because I got you. 130 is going to be 60, 60, and 10. So guess what? This is a minute, and this is a minute. So everybody, we have 2 extra minutes. We have 2 extra minutes here. So what does the 9 minute and 130 seconds become? It ends up becoming 11 minutes. So again, we take these 2. So that'll be 11 minutes. And then the extra 10 seconds. And there we are. That is the proper solution to this question here. 11 minutes and 10 seconds. If you chose D, that is just an improper way of saying it. The correct answer here again is answer choice B. 11 minutes and 10 seconds. All right, next one up. So here, this problem is asking us what the perimeter of this shape is. So to find the perimeter of this shape that we're dealing with, it's very important to understand if there's a formula for it. Because remember, perimeter just means whatever shape we're dealing with, find that distance around the shape. But here it says perimeter of a square, so we might have a little shortcut here. When it comes to squares, let's go ahead and just expand upon that right there. When it comes to squares, we have sides that are all the same. 4 sides in particular. So if one side is given to us as 9 meters, just like that, what I can tell you is that we have 4 identical sides. So we can write side equals 9 over there, over here, and over here. 4 sides that are the same. The perimeter is going to be 4 times the side. So here we are. If we multiply 4 by 9, we end up getting 36. And there we go. The perimeter here of this square tablecloth is going to be 36 meters, and we're all done.